Lofton can win it. And he gets it down. Here comes Rojas. Eldridge bobbles. Royals win. Walk-off magic. The squeeze bunt wins it. Fourth career walk-off for Nick Lofton. And Lofton saying, come on, join the party.
Oh, how sweet that walk-off was last night. Nick Lofton getting a look at him warming up after his fourth career walk-off RBI last night. A squeeze bunt to score Josh Rojas. It was a fun one last night at Kauffman Stadium. Well, welcome down on the field. I'm Bridget Howard, and last night it was the second walk-off since the break for the Royals, marking the fifth one this season, and they are never going to complain when Nick Lofton is able to come up big in those moments for them. As we get a look at our Xfinity player profile, Nick Lofton in the seventh inning or later is hitting .314 with a .407 on base percentage with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Really, who else would they want up to bat in those situations? He's no stranger to those types of moments. And with every one, he's finding more confidence and more consistency.
I think that goes hand in hand with just getting more regular at-bats, you know, whether it's early in the game or the late game at-bats that you're talking about. I mean, we think he's a good hitter, and we know he's a good hitter. It's just a matter of getting more reps and getting more comfortable in the big leagues, and I think we're seeing that.
Well, coming up next, Game 2, Giants and Royals. Royals eyeing their second straight series win. Salvi eyeing that franchise home run record.
Kansas City Royals baseball is presented by your Kansas City Toyota dealers, who are giving fans the chance to win the ultimate game day experience. Visit your local KC area Toyota dealer today to enter the prize pack sweepstakes. By Circus Sports and Properties. And by Quick Trip. Download the QT app for exclusive deals and offers. Well, it is still hot in Kansas City, but believe it or not, it is 10 degrees cooler than it was around first pitch time yesterday. 87 degrees, and right now the flags are pointed out toward right field. A moderate wind, 10 miles an hour. Here's the Giants lineup tonight. Looks a little bit different. No Luis Ariz at the top. Instead, it's Elliot Ramos, who did homer yesterday. Bryce Eldridge is back in there batting second, with Casey Schmidt third and Rafael Devers fourth. Willie Adames, who had the game-tying homer in the ninth yesterday, he bats fifth, followed by Jung-Hoo Lee, Jesus Rodriguez, Drew Gilbert batting eighth, and then Christian Koss rounds out the starting nine for manager Tony Vitello. And that is the lineup that Luinder Avila faces. He makes his 10th start of the season, his 9th since joining the Royals rotation in early June. 5.08 ERA, a little bit misleading overall. He has been, for the large part, pretty good outside of one start since early June.
Well, Jake, he really has been. The 24-year-old out of Caracas, Venezuela, adapting to starting in the major leagues. And for the Royals, they know the big key for Luinder Avila is strikes, strikes, strikes. Can he get ahead of guys in the count? StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud, shows you his pitch arsenal. Four-seam fastball, it's upper to mid-90s. Sinking fastball, he's also got a slider, curveball, changeup. He'll mix it up. You'll see right there, there's the key. Strike percentage. Can he locate that four-seam fastball, get ahead of hitters, and then be able to use the secondary pitches to wipe them out? Defensively tonight, behind Luinder Avila, you'll have Starling Marte making the start in left field. A couple of gold gloves to his resume. Lane Thomas in center, Jack Caglione out in right field. Nick Lofton again at third base. Tyler Tolbert will fill in for the injured Bobby Witt Jr. Michael Massey at second base. Vinny Pasquantino at first base, and Carter Jensen once again behind the dish.
And then our umpires for tonight. There's the crew chief, Alfonso Marquez. He's over at second base tonight. Lance Barrett has the plate, balls and strikes. Malachi Moore at first, and Mike Estabrook over at third. And we are underway with strike one on Elliot Ramos. And you saw Tyler Tolbert is playing shortstop tonight. No Bobby Witt Jr. in the Royals lineup due to back tightness. He exited yesterday's game with that low back tightness. And Bridget will have more on that coming up in a bit. Ramos gets plunked, and he's the game's first base runner.
Yeah, first pitch strike from Avila right down the middle, and then goes to the sinker, and right away that fastball gets away from him. You'll see he's on the side of that ball, getting that good run, but too much run, starting it on the inner third.
It got Ramos and it got Jensen.
We talked about yesterday the conditions were not favorable. A lot less humidity tonight, a lot less heat. But nonetheless, those pitchers will be sweating on the mound, and it makes it tough to have a good grip on the baseball.
So two batters, two first pitch strikes for Luinder Avila. And again, strikes are the theme. He does have one of the highest walk rates in baseball this year. Eldridge drew a walk yesterday, but he also struck out 3 times. That snapped a 5-game hitting streak.
Well, Eldridge, for a young hitter, has shown great discipline. He's reached on 44 of his last 47 starts. For a young hitter, he's shown a lot of promise batting in the 2-hole. I think physically reminds me a lot of Brandon Belt, who we faced a lot a decade or so ago, but a young hitter that they're going to rely on. They have a few of those in this lineup.
Is it the height? Is it the left-handed swing? Is it the, well, defensively we saw him at first base yesterday. Is the DH tonight? Is it all of the above?
It's the beard. It's all the above.
All the above.
Yeah, absolutely.
All he needs is, well, some tape on his chest with a C. Maybe that'll come well down the road. He's got an opposite field single, and Avila's in an early jam with first and second, nobody out.
Well, the good news, two batters, 2 first pitch strikes, but a hit by a pitch. Now Eldridge climbs the ladder, does a nice job staying inside this pitch, doesn't try to pull it. Hitters try to pull that pitch, they're going to have some broken lumber, but does a nice job just sticking the barrel out there, shooting it to left field.
Well, we've seen at times with Luwinder Avila that it takes a few batters and sometimes the first inning to really settle in. But this is a result that should help. Infield fly rule in effect. Lofton takes care of it nonetheless. First start of the second half for Luwinder, so we haven't seen him since the Royals were in Baltimore. He went 5 innings, allowed 3 runs on 7 hits, career high 96 pitches. Gave up a couple of runs on 4 hits in the second inning. That was the trouble spot. Gave up a homer in the 4th, did strand a pair in the 5th. And he did complete 5 innings for the 6th time in his last 8 starts.
Yeah, he's done a nice job getting into the 5th. Obviously, once he learns to attack earlier in the zone, you'll see that pitch count start to drop a little bit for him and allow him to get deeper. But he's done a nice job. Stepped into the starter's role unexpectedly. The Royals started spring with a lot of starting pitching, but it's kind of got depleted very quickly.
Well, this is what Avila has done as a starter. He's got at least 5 innings 6 times and only allowed 1 run 5 times, and he's limited hits 3 or fewer 5 times, but 3 or more walks 7 times.
Well, that's the thing for Avila. Once he gets those walks down and able to kind of attack more aggressively, 5 starts with just 1 run allowed. That's really promising for any starting pitcher, especially a young one who's learning on the fly. And he doesn't give up a ton of hits when he's good, when he's on. It's tough to square him up.
Made his debut last August, just about a week shy of his 24th birthday. And now he'll turn 25 exactly 1 month from now. Three and 1 on Devers. And you get the feeling that if they made the batter's box any wider, it doesn't matter, Devers would figure out a way to fill it.
He gets real wide base, not a traditional stance. You see him bring that right leg in as the pitcher starts to come towards home.
It is the widest stance, at least in terms of body position and angle, in all of baseball.
Oh, right there with Ivan Herrera from the Cardinals.
Basically the mirror image as a righty.
Well, he likes getting wide, and he also likes hitting at the K. His last 11 games here, batting .386 with an OPS of 1.096. So Rafi Devers, professional hitter, and doing so here in the Midwest.
He was 1 for 3 with a walk yesterday. On the ground to second, could be 2. There's the flip to Tolbert, relay to first in time, inning-ending double play. 2 on, nobody out. Avila gets out of it unscathed.
PNC Bank believes a little boring advice goes a long way.
Carter Jensen is in the leadoff spot once again. Lane Thomas is batting second. Again, no Bobby Witt Jr. in tonight's starting lineup. Jack Caglione is third. And then Salvador Perez, one homer away from tying George Brett. He bats fourth tonight. Vinny Pasquantino fifth. Starling Marte plays for the first time in nearly 2 weeks. Then Michael Massey, Nick Lofton, and Tyler Tolbert round out the starting 9 for the Royals. And tonight they face right-hander Tyler Mahle. He makes his 16th start of the season, his first year with the Giants. Overall a .531 ERA. And you see those home road splits pretty stark for Mahle this year.
Yeah, has not been nearly as good at home as he has been back at San Francisco, but the Royals have their work cut out for him. Tyler Mahle has done very well last 4 starts. 1-1, a 3.38 ERA, 6'3", 215-pounder. Well, let's take a look at what Tyler Mahle features on the mound tonight. 4-seam fastball, that's kind of his bread and butter. Likes to ride it up in the zone. Also has a splitter. You'll see him try to use that to finish hitters off. Fastball is going to be 92 to 96. The cutter will be upper 80s. He'll use that against lefties, trying to throw it in as well as away to righties.
This is his first start of the second half. He finished the first half with a really good one against the Rockies. 7 innings of 1-run ball, and that was the second start in a row that he had against the Rockies. So he didn't pitch great at Coors Field. Not many do. He gave up 4 runs on 8 hits, but then bounced back against the very same team.
And the big key that start at home against the Rockies was his 4-seam fastball. Hitters went 0 for 11 when putting the pitch in play or swinging at it with 2 strikes. You'll see he'll like to ride it up, and it sets up his split finger fastball really nicely. When he's going well, he lives on the edges. There it is, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, just the 1 earned run allowed. Not a big strikeout pitcher, but he'll get him from time to time.
Roll to the right side. Christian Koss is the Giants' second baseman tonight, and he feeds Mahle in time, 1 away.
Well, how about the defense tonight for the Giants? Tonight, Elliot Ramos in left field. Drew Gilbert back in center field. Jung Ho Lee in right. Rafael Devers at first base tonight. Christian Koss, we'll get a look at him at second base. Willie Adames at shortstop. Casey Schmidt third base. And Jesus Rodriguez catching tonight.
Devers has actually been playing a lot of first base this year. Tonight is his 73rd start at first base.
Well, you remember that was one of the big issues with his departure from the Red Sox, but I see him out there every day so far working with Ron Washington, taking his infield practice, and they said he's done a very nice job. He said we're one of the hardest workers on the team, is what Hunter Pence on the other side told me about Rafi Devers. He said he's always out there working, and it's paid off defensively for him.
And we saw him out there this afternoon with both Ron Washington and Tony Vitello was over there. You don't normally see the manager out in those types of practice situations.
Well, again, we said it yesterday, Tony Vitello, one of his strengths is those relationship building. He's trying to get to know guys, understand the game, understand the way they tick, the way their minds work, and that's part of being a good manager, especially when you haven't spent as much time around pro players in the pro game.
His first year as the Giants manager after he was the head coach at the University of Tennessee the last 8 years. Thomas skies one to right center. Tough sun right now. And Drew Gilbert, a volunteer himself, makes the grab. 2 gone. And the shadows are a factor early on in tonight's game.
Yeah, above all for those outfielders. You just talked about Drew Gilbert fighting a little bit of the shadows. Right field's always the toughest position to play for a fielder at this hour of the night. They'll get that sun directly in their eyes.
Wasn't as much of an issue yesterday. There was some more cloud cover. Now 0-1 on Jack Caglione. He was 0 for 4 yesterday. That snapped his career-long 10-game hitting streak. Devers knocks it down, recovers, race to the bag, and Devers wins it. Sliding try from Cags, but Devers got there first. And it's a 1-2-3 bottom of the first inning for Tyler Mahle. That means Salvi's due up first in the bottom of the second.
Motion for Life.
Welcome back to Kauffman Stadium. I'm Bridget Howard. Bobby Witt Jr. in the lineup tonight for the Royals after exiting yesterday's game, dealing with low back tightness. Q telling us today that he's been dealing with some back spasms, and unfortunately he is still feeling those today. The plan for him is to just take it day by day. They really need those spasms to relax first and then figure out if it's something that he can play through and ultimately how long it will be until he can play through it. In other injury news, Stephen Kolek, he is currently on the IL with a right flexor strain. He did have an MRI done in the last few days, and Q told us he'll be getting a second opinion after meeting with Dr. Key yesterday.
Well, not good news for the Royals on the injury side, but we know one thing: if Bobby Witt Jr. is able to play, he'll be out there. Imagine that lower back pain. That is a tough thing to deal with. You're a baseball player. A lot of rotation, running, not to mention the jumping and diving that we're accustomed to seeing with Junior. So he'll need to get better before he can get back out there. And in the meantime, Tyler Tolbert will continue to get opportunities, and he has seized the moment with the chances he's had this season.
And tonight his 7th start at shortstop this year. Adames went around, strike 3. So Avila's got his first K tonight.
Adames confidently said, hey, let's check down the right field line and see if I went, and much to his chagrin, Malachi Moore says, yes, you did. Thought he held up. Remember, the first hitter that ever did that kind of checked themselves, Adrian Beltre, as far as I know, was the first guy to check himself. Miggy Cabrera did it often. And
oh, now we've got some yelling. Lance Barrett wants the Giants to know you're not going to yell from the dugout.
well,
It's not sure if that was directed at Adames or Vitello or somebody else.
a lot of times it's the hitting coach that will stand up for their hitters. Elliot Ramos has a little bit of a guilty look to him. Not accusing him.
Hand caught in the cookie jar,
Yeah.
sort of thing. 0-2 now on Jung-Hoo Lee. Was 1 for 4 yesterday and enters hitting .303. That's the 7th best average in baseball.
Yeah, nice hitter. Tough to strike out. Strikeout rate under 10%. Contact hitter. And he's had a nice season offensively for the Giants.
And Avila ties him up. What a nasty fastball that was.
See how I did that right there, Jake, right? Tough to strike out, unless, of course, you can throw a 97-mile-an-hour four-seamer that had a little bit of cutter action right there. You'll see that spin. Look at the way the hand was positioned. It might have been a cutter on purpose, but that is tying him up.
Well, after ball 1 to Willy Adames, that is 6 consecutive strikes and back-to-back strikeouts. And there are more and more swings that are looking like that one.
Well, certainly he's sharp so far through his first 6+ hitters. Talking about batting stances, Jesus Rodriguez with a little bit of different approach.
Rolled to Lofton, and Luinder Avila has a tidy 1-2-3 inning. Leading off the bottom of the second, Salvador Perez, 1 home run shy of tying George Brett's franchise record. All eyes on Salvador Perez, and that includes his family here tonight to potentially witness history. Salvi homered yesterday, the 316th of his big league career, and now just 1 shy of tying George Brett's franchise record of 317 home runs. Ball 1 from Tyler Mahle. And Joel did tell you pregame that Salvi does have 1 career home run against Mahle. That came back in 2020. So 2 home runs in the last 3 games for Salvador Perez, both of them dead center. One 438 his longest, and then yesterday 440.
I think that pitch right there is trying to set Salvi up. See him work away with the cutter. First 2 pitches, now fastball up and in. Salvi loves to get extended. this weekend or this week for Salvi. It's been turned back the clock with that center field power.
Hitters count 2-1. First career home run came back on August 29th, 2011 in Detroit off of future Hall of Famer Max Scherzer. Now all these years later, knocking on the door. He went around, strike 3. And so history has to wait. Here are these milestone home runs in Salvi's career. The first career home run again off Scherzer, 100th home run in San Diego. And then when he set the Royals single season record for homers in 2021, it was also his 200th career home run. We remember last year in Philly, the 300th of his career. And of course, the Kauffman Stadium record breaker against the Cardinals just last month in June. That was career homer 313 for number 13.
I'll tell you what, number 48, it's a big number for Salvi to put up that record that didn't stand for very long. Cal Raleigh just a couple of seasons later broke it with 60, but that's when you really started to think, okay, Salvi is going to climb the ladder here in home runs. He's got a lot of other hardware, but showed that power, and now he's, like you said, knocking on history's door.
Well, one of the things that I think goes a little bit underrated with Salvi and his power is the consistency. He's had at least 20 homers every full season since 2015. He's got 13 this year, so well on his way to reaching 20 again. The only year he didn't have 20 was the shortened year in 2020. But that is rare, consistent power for a catcher.
Yeah, in a couple of those seasons, he had slow starts. He's a much better hitter in the second half typically. And so even in seasons where you were wondering, would he have the same output offensively, at the end of the year, look up and there's the 20 home runs, always near 100 RBI. Just a professional hitter.
Well, speaking of George Brett, we're not necessarily talking about when he set the home run record in 1986, but he did win a batting title 10 years before that, celebrating the 50th anniversary of his first batting title with a special alternate jersey giveaway. You can be one of the first 20,000 fans of the K on August 2nd and receive this legendary George Brett alternate jersey. Grab your tickets now at royals.com/promotions.
Some good giveaways this season. That might be as good as any.
I like the, is that gold trim?
Sure looks like
that
it.
jersey?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Royalty indeed. Two and one on Vinny Pasquantino, who walked and was hit by a pitch yesterday and extended his on-base streak to 15 games. Goes back to before he went on the injured list. Since coming off the injured list, 3 for 17, so only 3 hits, but same number of walks as he has strikeouts.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. You've seen him really turn things around. The average still hovering just above 200, but it's been a much different Vinny Pasquantino the past couple of months. I was going to say, only trails Ben Rice in terms of on-base streaks from American League hitters. Ben Rice has 16 for the Yankees. Vinny Pasquantino is a guy the Royals want to see on base, want to see producing runs. That's what he's proven to do his entire career.
There's that splitter.
That's a good
count
one.
stays full.
Yeah, that's a good one from Malley. He'll locate it down. Doesn't miss up with it very often. Hitters will have to be disciplined. See it up. They can take a rip, but if it's down, let it fade down below the zone.
31-year-old from Southern California. He was drafted by the Reds, 7th round pick in 2013. Began his career with them in the majors in 2017. It's now his 10th big league season, his first with the Giants, and the last few years have been riddled with injuries. He started a game against the Royals, in fact, April of 2023. It was his first full year with the Twins. He exited with an injury and then wound up needing Tommy John surgery. And then signed a 2-year deal with the Rangers. When he came back from Tommy John surgery, he only made 3 starts in 2024. He dealt with a shoulder injury that year. 2025 got off to a phenomenal start. 2.34 ERA, but then a shoulder injury put him on the injured list in late June and ended his season.
Yeah, all in all, just made 16 starts, but highly effective. in the starts he did make for the Rangers, and it's a nice pickup for the Giants. Hasn't had a great start to the season, like we said, just 2-8 to start this season, an ERA north of 5, but he's shown the ability to pitch. He's a veteran, parts of 10 seasons.
And Starling Marte has seen him plenty and has good numbers against him. And there's another hit for Marte against Mahle. Now, first time in the lineup, first time in a game for Starling Marte in 12 days. And he's got a first AB single.
Well, that's kind of been Starling Marte all season long. Doesn't get a ton of playing time, but when he does, he steps in, takes great swings, produces, and that's exactly what Matt Quatraro and this coaching staff love to have, as a guy they can insert at any given time. You know, he's going to give him a good solid at bat.
So, of course, with Mahle's injury history, and he's been in the American League the last few years, the matchups that he and Marte have had were in large part when Mahle was with the Reds and Marte was with the Pirates early on in his career. So it's been a while since they faced each other consistently. As a hitter, you're still probably thinking, I've seen this guy pretty well and I've had success. As a pitcher, are you remembering those matchups, or is the passage of time kind of outweighing the history of that battle?
There ain't not enough time in this lifetime to make you forget about a guy that can hit you well. I'll go to my grave having nightmares of Brandon Phillips, speaking of the Reds, and Big Papi with the Red Sox.
Yeah, but he got everybody.
I know, but it's not going to go away from my memory.
Ball, the catcher challenges.
Rodriguez challenges. We look at ABS, powered by T-Mobile.
The call is overturned, and San Francisco has 2 remaining.
It's a successful challenge. 1-1.
Another good splitter from Mahle. Like I said, you'll see him be consistent, locating bottom third of the zone. Takes just enough off of that pitch, a little bit of diving action.
Did you mess around much with a splitter?
I never did. I never felt like it just didn't sit well in my fingers. I'm not sure if they weren't, my hand wasn't big enough. Take a look right there. His usage last season held opponents under 200. Used it about 28% of the time. And this year he's given up a few more hits on it. I suppose that's just execution. But from what I've seen from him tonight, looks much like the 2025 version. And I think there was also that fear that if you didn't know how to throw it properly, that it put a lot more strain on your elbow. You spread the fingers and you can see your elbow and your forearm kind of flexing as you position the ball between your fingers and spread them wide.
Massey slaps a fastball the other way, a base hit into the corner. Marte pumps on the brakes, and Ramos throws behind him.
Well, heck of a job hitting by Michael Massey. Behind in the count, 1-2, defended against the split finger fastball. Now he gets a good four-seamer off the plate away. He shoots it to left field. That's what you do. You don't try to pull that baseball, but hit it exactly where it's thrown.
So now last night's hero, Nick Lofton, who had the squeeze bunt, which, for those of you scoring along with the season, was originally ruled a hit. It has since been changed to a sacrifice. Walk-off RBI all the same for Lofton. He was not originally in the lineup yesterday, but when Bobby Witt Jr. exited with low back tightness in the 5th inning, Lofton came in to play shortstop and, of course, had the pivotal role in the 9th.
Well, let's take a look back at that walk-off sacrifice bunt. Took a chance 0-0. You wondered, would he do it a second time? And sure enough, he did. Pitch up in the zone, does an excellent job getting the ball down. That's all you're asked to do as a hitter. And the safety squeeze is get it down. Does a nice job. And so let's go celebrate, boys. That's another walk-off for me. 4 walk-offs this season.
And now he carves one right center field, leaves in the sunshine, but he makes the grab, and that ends the inning. Royals get a couple on with 2 out, but fail to score, and we're scoreless going to the 3rd. Get a look at the K from our Rally House Rally Cam. You see that wind is blowing right toward that right field foul pole. Nice night at the K. A little bit cooler than last night, but make no mistake, it's still pretty hot. Late July here in Kansas City. Not quite as hot as Ichiro famously described. That'll have to wait until August.
Yes, indeed. And we're just a year out from Ichiro being enshrined in National Baseball Hall of Fame.
Series Hall of Fame induction is coming up this weekend in Cooperstown. And there is a Royal earning that honor. Carlos Beltran started his career with the Royals, 1999 Rookie of the Year. Hall of Famer.
Yes, indeed.
Now he is going in wearing a New York Mets cap. That's where he spent 7 years of his career. So it's about half of it. Spent as much time with the Mets as he did with the Royals. So there still only remains one in Cooperstown with a Royals cap. That's George, number 5.
For now.
For now. Just wait until about 5 years after Salvi retires.
I was going to say.
And that'll change.
Yeah, Salvi would say wait 8 or so years, meaning he's going to play 3 more. But
no question. That is a power sinker, and that's 3 Ks for Avila, who's now retired 6 in a row.
I'll say power sinker. 97 starts on the black and just rides off the plate. Nothing Gilbert can do with that pitch, or anybody therefore. And Avila's been on it. Been in the strike zone, limited the pitch count, just 9 pitches in the second inning with a strikeout or a couple of strikeouts.
Well, he's really settled in after those first 2 batters. He got that infield pop-up from Casey Schmidt and has looked, frankly, completely different since then. He is on the attack. In an alternate universe, Luinder Avila might have made his major league debut against the Giants last year in San Francisco. And he was in San Francisco at Oracle Park with the Royals. And there was the potential that Avila was going to make a spot start for a hole in the Royals rotation at the time. Well, the Royals opted to have a bullpen game for the series finale in San Francisco, and so Avila went back to AAA at that point. And he wound up with a right shoulder impingement, kept him out for some time.
It's called a strike, the batter shown.
Cost challenges. So we look at ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Call is overturned. San Francisco has 2.
Well, the Giants are 2 for 2 on challenges.
Yeah, Christian Koss. Not a lot of opportunities for him this season. He's been up a good part of the season, but not a whole lot of at-bats or plate appearances.
He's got 2 total hits this year, and that is his first walk this year. Now a message from your local Kansas City Toyota dealers.
Dear Friday, let's put good times in gear. Toyota trucks. Toyota. Let's go places.
Yeah, for Koss, just 21 plate appearances, 19 at-bats. You can imagine it's probably tough to get it going with that sporadic of playing time, trying to make the most of it tonight.
His 14th game this season tonight. Avila's first walk tonight. And now he goes through the Giants lineup a second time. Elliot Ramos got hit by a pitch to open the game tonight, then stranded at second base. One hopper to Massey. Nice sliding stop. Great feed for an out at second. What a turn. What a double play.
Well, I'll tell you what. Few better than Michael Massey at turning 2.
Then he does the splits. Giants thought about a challenge. Nope. Inning over.
Great news.
Say hello to Adam Sachs, who's sitting in the Buck O'Neil legacy seat tonight. Throughout more than 4 decades of volunteer leadership, Adam has helped advance organizations, including the Urban League of Greater Kansas City and the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. As chairman of the museum's board of directors, he's helping lead its historic expansion, ensuring the stories and legacy of the Negro Leagues continue to inspire future generations. Welcome, Adam. It's really good to see you.
I say, Adam doing fantastic work with the Negro Leagues Museum and their expansion. Wow, what a place to go visit. You cannot come to Kansas City without making a visit, and say hi to Bob Kendrick while you're down there.
Greatest storyteller that we have in baseball. It's Tyler Tolbert to lead off the bottom of the 3rd after turning a sparkling double play in the top of this inning.
Well, let's take a quick look at that double play. Michael Massey, first of all, to get to, he's gotten so good at the spin throw, but watch Tyler Tolbert's footwork. Wow. Gets the ball, drags the toe across the back of the base. Then he passed Quintino, the splits on the other side. That is a big league double play.
That is a double play by the length of the spikes on the cleats. And, you know, they talk about defense and infield defense, especially like it's a dance, like it's a ballet. Well, those were some pretty moves from all 3 involved in that one.
Well, same. You see the Royals right at the top of the list below the Giants in double plays turned. Credit the pitchers and credit the middle infielders and the corner and out infielders for that matter, but no one better than Vinny going down in the splits.
His flexibility is so impressive. Admittedly, it hurts watching it, but it's impressive. Full count now on Tolbert. Fly ball deep right field. Drew Gilbert races over, and he's got it 1 away. That brings up Carter Jensen. We go down to the field and say hello to Bridget.
Well, hey, Jake, I took a trip down memory lane with Carter Jensen this afternoon. On this date back in 2021, Carter Jensen signed his first Royals contract, which is pretty hard to believe. It was hard for Carter to even believe when I asked him, and I said, hey, what's the biggest difference between Carter then and Carter now? He said, well, a way better player, that's for sure. But in all honesty, he said he felt like he was such a perfectionist when he got started early in his career, just with everything he was trying to do, and when it wasn't perfect or wasn't what he was trying to do, he said it was the end of the world for me. But over time, he said he's learned to absorb the failure, grow, and move on. And Royals minor league catching coordinator J.C. Boscon is who he credits helping him get to that point. He told me he was by my side all the way till I got to the big leagues. I talked to him if I was frustrated, happy, sad, you name it. He was kind of my guy. So a nice little trip down memory lane with Carter today.
Can you believe it's been 5 years since he signed? Man, that's great stuff, Bridget. Thank you. 18-year-old Carter Jensen signing that first professional contract, now 23, and ranking really well among major league rookies.
I'll say right at the top of the list in a number of offensive categories. The doubles right there tied for the team lead with Bobby Witt Jr. with 22 doubles, including 4 against the Padres in the last series. Just done an incredible job of continuing to hit and learn how to hit at the major league level, and really hasn't skipped a beat.
And that's well-deserved recognition too for J.C. Boscon, who was the Dick Hauser Award winner in the organization just a couple of years ago. That is for outstanding contributions to the organization from somebody in player development, and he deserves a lot of credit. That's headed for the dugout suite, and the wind pushes it back a little further.
There's a lot of young rookie hitters, especially in the American League Central. McGonigal up with Detroit. Travis Bazzana, the All-Star himself, to both of them All-Stars with Cleveland, and Carter Jensen's right there with him, batting in the leadoff spot. He's not hiding at the bottom of the lineup. He's right there at the top, setting the table for the hitters behind him. I'm very impressed with Carter Jensen, both in the way he approaches the game and his ability to produce.
I think of Sam Antonacci too with the White Sox. Another rookie lefty who's hitting largely leadoff.
Oh, and credit a lot of the success for the White Sox to Sam Antonacci. He's got an attitude and a flair. And I think that's kind of just seeped into every aspect of what the White Sox are doing.
Jensen's fouled off 4 straight pitches and 5 in this plate appearance. About to see an 8th pitch from Tyler Mahle. This one's fair and this one's deep. Long run for Gilbert and Lee. They're out of room. That ball's gone. Solo shot, Carter Jensen. And the Royals have a 1-0 lead.
So the perfect setup for that home run swing from Carter Jensen, talking about everything he's done this season as a rookie hitter. Fouls off 3 good splitties, that is. Now gets himself a 4-seam fastball. Inner third, brings the hands in. Once that ball was launched into the air with a little bit of wind blown to right field, it was a no-doubter in my mind. What a professional at-bat from Carter Jensen.
Boy, that thing was up there forever.
It sure was, which is a good thing on a night like this. Warm air, the slight breeze. I wouldn't say it's a jet stream, but certainly it's helping out, and just an incredible at-bat.
Well, they'd like the hang time on that one across a parking lot. It's now 14 home runs this year for Carter Jensen. And 52 RBIs. That is second most among American League rookies.
Wow. One producer. That's from, like I said, top of the lineup. So
only Kazuma Okamoto with the Blue Jays has more.
And what a splash he's made north of the border offensively. A couple of Japanese rookie hitters, him and Murakami in Chicago.
And not to take anything away from Okamoto, but he's coming over from playing professionally in Japan for many years. It's a different type of rookie year. For somebody like Okamoto, we say the same thing about Munetaka Murakami. Again, it's no less impressive, but it's not jumping into the highest levels of professional baseball quite the same way.
Yeah, more at-bats. And if you watch Japanese pitchers, you know those at-bats are against quality pitchers with good velo, good stuff. Again, Lane Thomas, just like Carter Jensen, battling against Tyler Mahle. Oh, that's a great at-bat from Carter Jensen. You just can't say enough about it.
Mahle does get Thomas on the splitter.
Finally able to expand. Most of the splitters have been down in the zone, but that one able to fade out into the, below the zone and get a swing and miss.
So 3 strikeouts for Mahle. And now Jack Caglione. 1-0 Royals thanks to that guy. He's got 16 home runs. Cags does. Most on the team. It has been so impressive to watch Carter Jensen this year.
And who knows if he's talking hitting or pitching.
Yeah.
Because he's done it behind the dish as well, managing the pitching staff.
Cags is down on strikes. Back-to-back Ks for Mahle, but the Royals throw the first punch. Carter Jensen with an uppercut.
At Lowe's.
For every Royals hit all season long, Quick Trip and the Royals will donate books to Kansas City schools and nonprofits through the Hit the Books program. Learn more at royals.com/book request. 3 hits for the Royals tonight, including Carter Jensen's solo home run in the bottom of the 3rd. And now he's back behind the dish. catching Luinder Avila, who's had 3 solid innings tonight. A little shaky to start the game. 2 on, nobody out. Got out of that with a double play. Faced the minimum in the 3rd with an exclamation point of a double play turned behind him.
6 first pitch strikes. He was getting ahead of guys. The fastball's electric tonight. He's touched 99 with the sinker.
I love that rock back that he has with his full windup.
He showed some breakdowns. I think Kevin Apier was my favorite comp. It's that full extension with the right arm. Raises that front shoulder, creates some deception.
Now maybe it's just because the Giants are in town, but it sparked Juan Marichal in my brain.
I don't have a whole lot of Juan Marichal in my brain to spark, but
it's just a couple of iconic pictures of him kind of rearing back. A statue in San Francisco too, outside Oracle Park.
My memory for the Giants goes back as far as Rick Russell. That's what I can see in my mind. And I see him facing Wade Boggs and Bo Jackson down in Anaheim. 89 All-Star game. That was my first ever All-Star game I attended. Got there just in time to see Boggs go lead-off home run and Bo follow him up, hit it off the tarps in center field.
We were talking on the radio not too long ago about the greatest game ever pitched. It was Juan Marichal and Warren Spahn. Pardon. A game that spanned a very long time. 2 Hall of Famers.
My favorite game I ever saw pitched, Jack Morris and John Smoltz. Was that game 7 or game 6?
Oh,
game
yeah.
7 of the '91 World Series between the Twins and the Braves.
Jensen challenges. Can he flip a walk?
The catcher challenging.
Can he flip a walk into a strikeout?
A good challenge. Appears to be a strike. Exploding 2-seam sinker from Avila and caught all kinds of dish.
City has 2 remaining.
So Jensen's got a homer. I give him some sort of credit for the K.
Absolutely. Another strikeout looking for Eldridge. Saw that last night. You see that pitch shoot all the way across the plate. He was trying to go inside with it. Running action. 16 inches of run and finds itself on the outside part of the plate.
That's 4 strikeouts now for Avila.
You know, Jake, those last 2 pitches for me have this attitude of I'm going to let it rip right down the middle and there's nothing you can do about it. 98 for a take, 99 Schmidt still behind the pitch. I like that attitude. He has that kind of stuff. He can be successful for a lot of years with that attitude.
It's a sharp grounder to third, but right at Lofton. And he pegs it over, 2 gone. Now a message from UMB Private Wealth.
Is my retirement plan on track?
Are my investments aligned with my goals?
Is my plan built for the long run?
Schedule an appointment today.
Now that attitude you're talking about, Jeremy, with Avila, I feel like we saw some of that during the World Baseball Classic. He was pitching out of the bullpen, and we've seen it out of the bullpen with the Royals too, and we've seen it at times in starts. Maybe not as consistently as we've seen it tonight.
That's interesting. You say, what is attitude when it comes to pitching? Well, they can iron out a lot of mechanical flaws.
That one carries to deep left. Backs Marte up to the track. A 1-2-3 inning for Avila. Salvador Perez due up first in the bottom of the 4th.
.com/ladies night.
1-0 Royals, bottom of the 4th. Another chance for Salvador Perez to tie George Brett on the home run list. It's 0 for 1 with a strikeout tonight. Remember last night he came up after hitting his homer. The very next at bat he struck out. The one after that he flied out to deep left. We saw in the dugout he just missed it. And he rolls to short. Adames makes the play, and Salvi's out. He's 0 for 2 tonight.
Well, your radar gets up when you got a guy chasing an historic home run. Remember in 2007, both Manny Ramirez and A-Rod were chasing home runs number 500. The balls had a little special marking on them, and if you were the one pitching that night, you made an effort, an extra effort, to throw quality pitches, and that's exactly what Tyler Mahle has done so far in the first 2 at-bats with Salvi.
That was quite the year for historic home runs. 756 was that year too. And Barry Bonds passed Henry Aaron.
Yeah, you're right. Forgot about those. We didn't play the Giants that season, but
line shot for Pasquantino. That's a solid single.
Finally something up in the zone for Vinny. Gets himself a splitter up in the zone, and hey, the Pasquatch comes out to celebrate. See it right here, that split finger grip up near the thighs. That's not where you want to throw that one.
You know what? Steady work for the Pasquatch out there. 16 game on base streak for Vinny.
Yeah, he's getting his steps in. No doubt about it.
That is very important for a Pasquatch's health. Marte singled his first time up in his first at bat in 12 days. Last time he played, last time he started, the Royals were facing Sean Manaea in New York. That's just foul. 0-2. Didn't miss it by much.
No, it didn't. When you have those kind of numbers against an opponent, you just assume that's going to find its way into fair territory. Blocks that fastball up and in, blocks it off, and Tyler Mahle probably takes a deep breath. You got to be kidding me.
And Marte with that single back in the second is now 8 for 16 lifetime against Mahle.
I think that's 500.
I'm pretty sure.
I only had a handful of guys bat over 500 against me in their career.
At 1 for 2.
No. I wish. Like 9 for 14. 7 for 10.
That'd be more than 500.
Yeah, oh no, that's why I said. I told you that, more than 500. I didn't say 500. More than 500. It's not a good feeling. But you know what? If you're Tyler Mahle, you say, okay, what has he not got for a base hit? In what location? Let's see if we can go there.
Into center field, and Gilbert gets behind it. 2 outs now in the 4th. You have what it takes to be the next Royals TV, Capital Federal Junior Broadcaster. Visit Royals.com/Junior Broadcaster to enter. And Vinny Pasquantino got interviewed today. Our junior broadcaster Emery was on the case. Great questions.
Hey, good way to go, Emery.
I think my favorite was she asked Vinny his go-to snack at Quick Trip, go-to gas station snack.
Yeah.
Reese's Fast Break.
What is it?
Reese's Fast Break.
I don't even think I've ever had a Reese's Fast Break.
Oh, they're really good.
Okay.
Another fly ball to center, Drew Gilbert's way. And that ends the inning. So a single for Vinny, nothing more. 1-0 Royals through 4.
In you.
The ultimate goal of a Major League Baseball fan, seeing It all. The MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks. Yes, all 30. MLB.com/journey to 30 sweeps. You got a favorite, Jeremy? Kauffman Stadium excluded.
I have different categories. Favorite to play in, favorite to visit as a fan. So you'll have to be more specific.
Okay, we'll go favorite as a fan, since this is the sweepstakes. The people that win this are not getting to pitch at these places.
I'd go Fenway Park.
That's a good one.
As a fan, Fenway. Yep.
It's a hallowed ground in baseball. Swanee agrees.
Just can't be a hot day because there's the worst airflow in the major leagues at Fenway Park. So give me a nice cool day.
Oh, it's been hot everything at Fenway. The Red Sox have won 14 straight.
Speaking of hot, Luinder Avila climbs the ladder 99 miles per hour. His 5th strikeout on the night. Blows it by Adames.
Well, you want to cool off? You get the Water Spectacular. It was on this day in 1973 that the Water Spectacular, the fountains, debuted. These are shots from the All-Star game at then Royal Stadium just a few days later. That was in 1973. 40 years of All-Star games for that one. Lollipop to Pasquantino from Avila. 2 quick outs.
A nice job by Avila. Goes up and gets that ball. Maybe a basketball player in his day. And then has the perfect timing to lob the baseball over there. But you see Avila climb the ladder. High chopper. Comes down and gets him by a half step.
You know, the thing that I love about the fountains, it gives Kauffman Stadium, first then Royal Stadium, such character. It's such an identifying feature. And one of the beautiful things about baseball and about baseball's ballparks is that no two are alike. Each seems to have their bit of identity. We're talking about Fenway. It's the Green Monster or Pesky's Pole. Kauffman Stadium, it's the fountains. What an iconic feature.
Oh, it really is. And I mean, really one of the first ballparks to have that type of feature that really stood out. Every old ballpark, in fact, I love old ballparks, has unique character and the way they were built and the lengths. But in terms of something outside of the field itself, the fountains were and are still iconic.
Caglione dives. He smothered it. It's a base hit for Rodriguez. And Cags might have gotten his arm twisted under him. A little shaky getting up, even though he got the throw off to second.
Yeah, great effort by Cags, and you saw him roll over the baseball. Comes a long ways from right field towards the line. I didn't think he would have a chance of this, but gets a glove on it. Rolls over, and a quick throw made it a very close play at second base. Can't imagine Rodriguez was expecting to have a bang bang play.
Blue double for Rodriguez. And Cags appears to be just fine.
Jake, how about you? Favorite ballpark you have been to? And we'll just give you as a fan or broadcaster. There's a lot of different factors that go into it.
You know, I've been to many more as a broadcaster than I've been to as a fan. It's not just because they're here. I am partial to Oracle Park in San Francisco.
That's a great ballpark. It really is.
I love the brick wall in right field, 24 feet high, in honor of Willie Mays. McCovey Cove. The Seagulls start to circle in left. With the baseball glove. And the bottle. It's actually a slide.
Have you been down the slide before?
Oh, yeah.
I've been down every slide. Yourself?
I've been down both of the slides that are out there. They have names.
I don't know the names.
The Twist Off and the Guzzler. Those are the 2 names. So yeah, I put Oracle Park right up there.
Oh, for Avila, man at second base, got a 1-0 lead. It's a big pitch for him. See if he can finish off Gilbert. Last time went with the fastball that ran off the plate for a swing and a miss.
Gilbert fights it down the left field line. Long run for Marte into foul ground. Just is out of his reach.
Well, same idea for Avila. See if you can't beat him with that fastball.
Well, you love the efficiency so far tonight. 59 pitches and potentially one pitch away from completing 5 again.
Yeah. 5 innings. I'd like to see him get into the 6th, but first things first, get this out here. But been extremely efficient. It's been a lot of the first pitch strikes, 11 of 17. So he hasn't had to come back in those 2-0, 3-1 counts to get an out.
Fellow rotation mates looking on. Waka between Stephen Kolek and Cole Reagans. Sharp to second, just past Massey. It's into right field. Rodriguez rounds third. Cagliano's throw up the line. Tag missed. Drew Gilbert ties the game with a 2-out single.
Well, they got him out away. The at-bat previous, this four-seam fastball stays inside. Michael Massey lays out for it, and you thought, you know what, with Jack throwing the baseball, maybe it's going to be a play at home, and it was a close one, but just up the line. And Rodriguez shows pretty good speed from the catcher position to score on that ball. Hard hit to right field. Cagliano, a great arm.
So Avila's allowed a run. He has gone at least 5 innings and allowed only 1 run 5 times in his last 8 starts. A little bit of air under it into the gap, but it falls. Gilbert burns for third. That's 3 straight 2-out hits.
Yeah, 3 straight, and you can see just hasn't executed the last 2 pitches. Fastball here, trying to go in. In fact, it did execute. It was trying to go inside, missed it inside exactly where he was trying to go. And you got to give credit to Koss. He does a nice job. It's enough of the bat on the ball to drive it into center field, and good aggressive base running by Gilbert.
So a mound visit from Brian Sweeney.
Just a mound visit for Sweeney, probably trying to reset him, give him a quick little break. He's thrown fantastic. Nothing that you're watching right now from Avila that makes you concerned. Just a matter of going out there, make sure his mind's right, forget about the guys on base and say we got 2 outs. Tie ball game. Make a good pitch right here to Ramos.
It's not as if he's thrown a ton of pitches in this inning either. Only throwing 14 pitches here in the 5th. That was after 14 pitches in the 4th.
14's the most he's thrown in an inning tonight. 14 back in the 1st, and this will be his 15th. So been very efficient.
That's just foul. 0-1 on Elliot Ramos. He homered yesterday in the 4th inning. That's what opened the scoring yesterday. Well, Ramos is thinking, I should have just flung the elbow out.
Well, Avila watched what happened last night. You let Ramos get extended, he can do damage to all fields, and he's not a guy that wears that protective elbow guard. So 96, 98 in the kitchen, not something he's looking for. Good pitch from Avila. You've seen a lot of the hits have come on fastballs. He's kind of gotten fastball heavy here in the 5th inning. The off speed, that spinner right there can be the neutralizer.
Over to short. Tolbert goes the short way, and it's into right field. So Gilbert's in to score. The Giants have taken the lead. Well, Christian Koss was into second base maybe faster than Tolbert anticipated. There wasn't as much of a play there at second as there might have been at first.
No, I didn't love it from the get-go. Whenever I see that 3rd out on a slow roller, I start thinking you got to go to first base here, because it gives it just too much time for a guy that hustles like Koss did right there from first base. They have the secondary lead. It's a lot shorter run for you. And so Tolbert, once he looked up and recognized how close Koss was to second base, he rushed the throw, and now you take 1 mistake and make 2.
Yeah, Koss had a really big lead over there at first base too. Well, runners on the corners, still 2 outs. And now the Royals are down 2-1.
That's unfortunate for Luinder Avila because he made a heck of a pitch to Ramos. Good slider down below the zone and had a chance to get out of the inning. For the Royals, that's 26 errors now in their last 43 games since June 1. And remember, through the first 59 games, they committed the 4th fewest amount of errors. Now, a team that's been plagued by some miscues in the field.
And at least for the most part, the errors that have happened have not been the harmless ones that happen and then the inning ends. They've come back to bite. So now 22 pitches for Avila. And then 4 extra since the error.
Four extra and 4 stressful pitches. Still men on the corner, so tough left-handed hitter for Avila.
And the count's full on Eldridge. There's nobody warming up in the Royals bullpen. This is on Avila's shoulders.
That's a big pitch right here. He knows it. Going to pick his defense up, pick his team up right here.
And he got him. Curveball for strike 3. 6 Ks for Avila in 5 innings. Rally House Rally Cam. You can see the stadium lights are on. The sun is starting to set just before the bottom of the 5th inning tonight at Kauffman Stadium. The Royals find themselves trailing for the first time tonight after the Giants scored twice in the top of the 5th. Lofton, Tolbert, and then Jensen in this inning. And Lofton challenges.
Pitch is called a strike. The batter challenges.
O'Malley, for the most part, lived on the edges.
Calls
He's been
overturned.
best, good eye by Nick Lofton. Challenge that pitch, 0.2 inches off the plate.
Every challenge so far tonight has been successful. That was ABS, powered by T-Mobile. Halley's got 4 Ks tonight. He has not issued a walk. The Royals' lone run came on Jensen's homer back in the 3rd.
It's been primarily 4-seam fastball and split. He's been able to locate it so well, he hasn't had to go to the breaking pitch too often.
He yanked that one.
Yeah, another split. You see that often. 2 strikes, trying to make the perfect pitch.
Line to left, a base hit. Now Lofton's got a leadoff single.
We haven't seen a lot of the cutter tonight, but 3-2, thinking want to get him off the fastball in a fastball count. You can see Rodriguez was calling for the pitch inside, and that one's leaked out over the plate. Perfect pitch for Nick Lofton to drive, and he did so.
It has really been an excellent year for Lofton. Already career highs in hits, doubles, RBIs, runs scored. He's nearing his career most in games played. His next homer will set a new career best. He has seen more and more playing time in the wake of injuries, to be sure, but he has risen to the occasion.
Yeah, he really has. It's been a year-to-year thing, right? A few at-bats a couple years ago, not as many last year as he had this year, and he's just consistently gotten better and better, more comfortable. And I think Nick Loftin, right before our very eyes, has become the player that the Royals have known he is for quite some time, and now the fans getting a chance to see it and the impact he can have on a baseball game.
He's a former first-round pick, too. Well, just because he hasn't been an everyday player over the course of his big league career doesn't mean that that possibility isn't in there. He was the 32nd overall pick in 2020.
Well, absolutely. You pick a guy that high, you definitely have expectations that he'll be a starter for your squad and for a lot of years. Nick Loftin still has plenty of future ahead of him.
Schmidt's in at third, expecting Tolbert to try and bunt again. And he does. Well placed. Malley makes the play. And a good turn from Loftin at second base. He realized that third was unoccupied, at least for a moment, for Adames hustled over there.
Yeah, nice job by Adames to recognize that. See right here, good bunt by Tyler Tolbert. Thinking bunting for a single, but at least get him over. And for Nick Loftin, it was going to be a foot race against Adames.
So Loftin's into scoring position for Carter Jensen. Got the Royals on the board with his homer in the third inning. And he lofts it to shallow left. Well, Ramos was playing deep. He has to race in. 2 outs.
Well, you saw, yeah, he kind of sat back on it. Carter Jensen's got good power, so he had to respect the fact that it could be a deep fly ball, but you see him take a couple of steps to the left center field gap and then come charging in to make the play on a full speed run.
Thomas is 0 for 2 tonight. Fly out and a strikeout. Top of the right side, and Koss is there. And that ends the inning. Leadoff single, but the Royals fail to score. Down 2-1 going to the 6th. Kansas City Royals baseball is presented by Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer. And by your local Kansas City Honda dealers. Well, that's a nice look at a lovely evening on the plaza here in Kansas City. We're off to the 6th. The Royals down 2-1, and there are some defensive changes. Isaac Collins is now into the game to play left field. Starling Marte moves to right field, and Jack Caglione has exited tonight's game. He did make that diving attempt on the Jesus Rodriguez bloop double back in the 5th. And might have had a little bit of a wince. And when we learn more, we'll pass it along.
Yeah, he dove, and it kind of looked like he might have rolled over his arm in the process. Always going hard in the field for his pitchers.
Meanwhile, Avila gets Casey Schmidt, and that is a career best 5 1/3 now for Avila.
Well, here it is, the dive by Caglione. You see the head snap down right there. Could have been any number of things when you look at that big body diving across the outfield grass.
Pardon, it's a career high 7 strikeouts for Avila.
And he's bringing that slider into play right now, which I think is a great idea. He's really established the fastball. He's finished hitters off with the fastball. And now he can bring that third pitch into play.
And now he has tied his career high in innings with 5 2/3.
Here's the mix: 39.5% sinkers. The slider's been very effective. The four-seam fastball has kept hitters off of his breaking pitches, and a couple of curveballs and changeups to go with it. Very nice mix tonight by Avila. I remember in the old days, it was almost you wanted to throw right around that 50% fastball, and then you mix and match with your other secondary pitches. Today's game, you'll see a lot of guys throw far fewer than 50% fastballs. (17 of 23). We indicated that would be one of the big keys, not only tonight, but going forward for Avila.
Now, Adames thought he was hit by that pitch. He immediately turned around to the dugout and implored Tony Vitello to challenge. And Vitello is challenging.
San Francisco is challenging the call of no catcher's interference.
A catcher's interference. Well, the way Adames reacted, he thought it looked like he thought it clipped him, but he's saying catcher's interference.
Oh, geez, what?
Yep.
That's interesting. I've never seen it like that. He may have touched the bat, but it was after the swing had already stopped. Carter Jensen was coming forward to frame that ball and may have touched the bat, but like I said, it's after Adames had already stopped his swing.
Carter caught the baseball and almost caught the barrel. Yeah, you can see it right on the end there.
Yeah, for sure.
Replay officials tonight are Ron Culpa and Alan Porter.
Take one more look at it from this angle. It does appear that Jensen tries to squeeze the glove on the end of the bat.
Meanwhile, Avila's trying to stay loose.
Pretty long break for the replay.
Well, there was no call on the field of catcher's interference. You get the sense the longer that this one takes, the harder it might be to see evidence enough to overturn the call on the field.
Well, it's interesting. I don't know that I've ever seen a glove hit a bat after it appears the bat has stopped its intent to hit the baseball, right? Most of the swings, the hitter is going to hit the baseball, and in that downswing, he hits the glove. This one, the swing had stopped by Adames. Presumably, it's like, I'm not swinging, and then the glove comes in behind it and hits it.
If anything, it's interference of actually catching. Adames' bat is interfering with Jensen trying to catch the ball.
Well, I do think the bat has the right of way.
Yeah, it does. It does. Turn of phrase. This is taking a while. Here's Marquez.
Hey. After review, the call stands. There is no catcher's interference. Count is 1-1.
Wow.
Well, I have to assume it's a matter of ruling as to when the glove hits the bat, because there's no doubt that the glove did hit it, in my opinion, from the replays. But are they saying he gets first base?
Well, Adames is going down to first base. That's why Q came out.
They said it was upheld.
Yeah, the call on the field stands, and the call on the field was no catcher's interference, so Adames should still be at the plate.
And at the plate he will be.
It's good on cue to see Adames heading down there. Those two know each other for a while. Adames was with the Rays when Q was on the coaching staff over there.
That's a straight steal of first base right there by Adames.
Well, that is a very long ball one on Willy Adames. And now a blooper. Long run for Massey. What a catch. Great angle. Great read. Luinder Avila is through 6 innings. He's allowed 2 runs, only 1 earned, a career high 7 Ks.
The next generation of light beer.
The Sonic Slam contestant for tonight, Emma Christian from Kansas City. If a Royals player hits a home run this inning, Emma wins $300. If it's a grand slam, Emma will win $25,000. Visit the QR code for more information on how you can be a contestant. First time up for Isaac Collins tonight. He entered defensively in the top of the 6th. He's taken Jack Caglione's spot in the lineup after Cags exited tonight's game. Collins hit 9th yesterday, went 2 for 3 with an RBI. And after Isaac Collins, Salvador Perez is on deck.
He said he had an RBI last night. Why wouldn't he? 5 consecutive games for Collins with a run batted in. I'd love to see Salvi get an at bat with somebody on base where Malley can't just sit there and pick on the edges and corners, but put a little pressure on him to throw a strike.
Well, Salvi's home run yesterday was a 2-run homer. Same goes for his homer on Saturday. Ball 4, and there's your base runner, Jeremy. Runner on for Salvador Perez. There's his wife, Gabby. And there is Salvi. Signed with the Royals almost 20 years ago now. October of 2006. Salvi joined the organization. Debut in 2011. Now year 15. Year 15 and career game 1,801 tonight.
It's a lot of squatting for that big man. Most of that's been played behind the dish.
Two and one.
It's a great take right there, seeing the ball well.
In the midst of the focus on home runs, it is a 5-game hitting streak for Salvi.
Like I said, distract Malley a little bit with whatever it takes. A couple of throws over and out of first base. 1-run game. He can't just sit there and focus on Salvi. He's got to execute a good pitch.
Hit a foul ground. Devers gives it a look. Didn't have a play. 2-2. So George Brett set the Royals home run record in 1986. His 194th career homer, passing Amos Otis. He has held that record all by himself now for over 40 years. Winds pick up a little bit, flowing out to right. on the hand. That is the last thing that you want to see.
Well, I think Salvi took exception to it because the pitch before was up and in. So you made your point. It backs it right back up, same location, but another foot inside. You hate to see that on a number of levels. It's a sinker running action in, and that is right on the wrist.
Yeah, right on that, you know, that bone you have on your wrist that protrudes a little bit. Looked like that's what Salvi was massaging there coming up the line. So a walk and a hit batter. And I hope Salvi's all right. Tony Vitello is out of the mound. He appears ready to make a pitching change. And Q and Chris DeLucia are out to give Salvi's hand and wrist some attention. Vitello hasn't made a point yet. Now he takes the baseball. So Tyler Mahle's evening is over, and the Giants are going to the bullpen. 2 on, nobody out for Vinny Pasquantino with the Royals down by a run.
Get it delivered in the DQ app.
Now still a bit of a wind and still likely some pain, but good sign. Salvador Perez is standing on first base after being hit by a pitch on the wrist. And the Royals are set up with runners on first and second and nobody out. Down by a run. New Giants pitcher is lanky lefty Sam Hentges. The Royals have seen plenty of. He spent the last 4 years with the Guardians.
.26 game for Sam Hentges. He's not allowed an earned run in nearly a month.
Vinny's 1 for 3 with a double against Hentges in previous matchups. 1-1. And we did get an update on Jack Caglione, by the way. He exited tonight's game with right shoulder soreness. That's on the diving attempt back in the 5th inning down the right field line.
Nice block by Rodriguez to stuff that ball in the dirt. See him bounce. It's a fastball. Those are some of the toughest ones to, can be the toughest ones to judge, especially when they take that bounce in front of home plate.
Up the middle and through. A base hit. Here comes Collins. And this game is tied at 2. Vinny Pasquantino comes through against the lefty Sam Hentges.
And he's fired up about it, rightfully so. I think Vinny Pasquantino's taken a lot of responsibility for the offensive struggles early on in the season, always accountable. You've seen him start to swing a hotter bat recently, and this is a big at-bat against a tough left-handed pitcher. Ties the ball game up, and still runners on the corner. It's one thing you'll get from the Royals. Constant fight, regardless of the record, the situation. Every one of these guys, 1 through 9, battles night in and night out.
And still nobody out. Now for Starling Marte, who gets a chance to face a lefty. The Giants infield is playing in the base path right now. Oh, 1 on Marte. So Hentges didn't pitch all of last year. He had shoulder surgery in late September of 2024. And then when he was in the midst of his rehab, he had a knee injury, had knee surgery last August. Just foul. 0-2 now on Marte.
You see Vinny Pasquantino take a deep sigh of relief as well. He was kind of caught in between. Had Devers come up with that line drive, it would have been a double play, but It's twice we've seen Marte shoot the right field line. Another good stop from Rodriguez. A lot of trust in this pitching staff with Rodriguez. Does a nice job defensively. Got to be able to have that if you're a pitcher with a man on third, still be able to throw that breaking ball in the dirt for Chase.
Just low 2-2. Now, while Hentges has not given up very many runs himself, he has now allowed an inherited runner to score in back-to-back outings. And that hits Marte on the foot. That loads the bases with nobody out.
Marte very nonchalant taking that hit by pitch.
That is 3 free bases in this inning for the Royals. A walk and 2 hit batters.
The ball has struck my foot. It's not even a flinch for Marte.
He's got to play it as it lies. Now a message from Rally House.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
Well, somewhere in Kansas City, Emma Christian is on the edge of her seat. It is our Sonic Slam inning, and she is our Sonic Slam contestant. And the bases are loaded.
$25K on the table.
Michael Massey, 0 career grand slams.
Say less.
Strike 1. And the Giants have brought the infield in with the bases loaded and nobody out. So something on the ground. They're trying to get the force at home.
Maybe, just maybe, we can get Hentges to hang one of those sliders that he throws 40% of the time to left-handed hitters.
He has not allowed a home run this season. Here's a slider. That was not hung.
That was the good one.
That was the good one.
You see the velocity on it's pretty strong as well. 89 miles per hour. Exactly what you want to do with that pitch. Start it middle. Run it off the plate.
There it is again. Massey might have been fooled the first time, but not the second. Two balls, 2 strikes on Michael Massey. And he takes strike 3.
Well, a couple of sliders way off the plate from Hentges, and now just burns a 95-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball. Middle down. It's great pitching. You can understand a hitter being fooled on that pitch after seeing a couple of balls start in that same location and sweep off the plate.
And Tony Vitello is going back to the bullpen. Hentges has faced his requisite 3 batters, and right-hander Keaton Wynn is coming in with Nick Lofton due up. Want to make your Friday nights a blast? Come see a show on the field and then a show in the sky with Fireworks Friday, presented by Price Chopper and Oreo. Grab your tickets at royals.com/promotions. How about a blast here and now? Nick Lofton has a chance with the bases loaded. The Giants' new pitcher is Keaton Wynn. He just came off the injured list right before the All-Star break. He missed a few weeks with a right elbow strain. He has inherited 12 runners this season. Only 2 of them have scored.
He does it primarily with sinker and split. Mid to upper 90s on the fastball.
And Emma, if you're wondering, Nick Lofton, 0 career grand slams. Royals tied this game on a base hit from Vinny Pasquantino. Brought in Isaac Collins, who started this inning with a walk. And Keaton Winn is now the Giants' third pitcher in the bottom of the sixth.
Yeah, had to work through a number of different pitchers. Started off with a walk, then the hit by pitches, or the hit by pitch, that is. And Henches came in, and that's the good fastball, the sinking fastball from Winn. We saw that run in underneath the hands of a right-handed hitter, looking for a double play. That's one way to do it. Get it on the hands, something sinking down below the barrel. Lofton wants to stay inside this baseball. Hit it to the right-hand side.
How about through the left side? A base hit through the hole. Salvi's in. That gives the Royals the lead. Nick Lofton comes through with the bases loaded again.
Very few hitters on the Royals better than Nick Lofton. Here's the pitch sequence. Saw a sinker, missed away, then he went with the slider away. That was the good pitch he wanted the result on. Didn't get it. Slider, now 2-2. Sinker again, trying to go in underneath the hands, but this one's middle down. Nick Lofton does an excellent job of driving the baseball through the 6-hole. Just like Vinny, he's fired up.
Tolbert goes out to the first pitch and pops it up on the infield. Infield fly rule in effect. And Adames puts it away. That's the second out.
Just a knack for getting the big hit, as Nick Lofton.
He has been as clutch as they've come for the Royals this year.
Last night it was the sack, bunt, walk-off. It's a go-ahead RBI single in the 6th.
Bases loaded now for Carter Jensen. See the infield playing Jensen a pull. Adames up the middle at short. Chop to the right side, and Koss handles it, and that ends the inning. Well, the Royals get a pair. They tie the game and take the lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. Come to the K August 8th for KU Night. Score an exclusive Royals and KU tumbler with the purchase of a theme ticket. Purchase theme tickets at royals.com/KU. Vinny Pasquantino and Nick Lofton came through to give the Royals the lead with 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th, and Lowinder Avila is on the mound for the 7th. He has already completed 6 innings for the first time in his career. He has a career-high 7 strikeouts.
Coming off a career-high amount of pitches in his last start, but of course that was before the All-Star break, so plenty of rest for Avila. Coming into tonight's start.
1-2 on Jung-Hoo Lee.
Twice now that Lee has seen that fastball in on the hands and taken a wild flailing swing at it.
Bounce foul. There is action in the Royals bullpen. Matt Strahm is warming up.
You can see Jung-Hoo Lee is just trying to get something over the plate and slap it to the left-hand side. I wouldn't mind seeing another one of those 4-seamers in on the hands. He's in protect mode right now, swing mode. Don't let him get extended. See if we can tie him up.
Golf to right, and Marte's got to play it on a bounce.
Well,
Leadoff
here's
signal
tonight's
for Lee.
Rally House moment that matters. Sorry about that, Jake. And it's Luinder Avila, a career high already, 6 innings pitched, a career high 7 strikeouts. And then right there to Jung Ho Lee, and just 1 walk. He's been ahead of guys all night long. First pitch strikes 75% of the time, 18 of 24. And Avila has been outstanding right now, staked to a 1-run lead.
Rodriguez pops up the bunt. Lofton grabs it quickly. And there's one away. Lee's over to second. He's the potential tying run.
Well, you could almost sense the way that Nick Lofton came crashing in. That bunt was popped up. Probably thought about second base for a split second, but makes the wise play to get the automatic out.
And that's it for Luinder Avila tonight. Matt Quatrero's come to take the baseball. And Avila exits to a nice ovation at Kauffman Stadium, and well-deserved. A career night for Luinder Avila. A career best 6 1/3 innings. A career best 7 strikeouts.
Enter Nevada, play from anywhere.
Get a look at the last shades of the sunset with our Rally House Rally Cam. Runner on second for the Giants. Only 1 out in the top of the 7th. Luinder Avila with a career night. 6 1/3 innings, 7 strikeouts, both career highs. He is responsible for the runner at second base in Jung Ho Lee, who currently carries the potential tying run. And Matt Strahm enters to face Drew Gilbert left on left. And there is strike 1. It's been a tough season for Strahm. ERA north of 7. He's given up 10 home runs this year in his 32 1/3 innings. He's given up a home run in 2 of his last 3 outings. Trying to finish off the 7th for Avila. And he gets Gilbert on the fastball.
Well, exactly what you want to do if you're Strahm. Get ahead. Elevates the 4-seam fastball. Good velocity, 92. Well done.
When the Royals get 10 or more strikeouts, get a free Frito-Lay snack the next day at Price Chopper. That is now 8 Ks for Royals pitching tonight. And Strahm goes after the number 9 hitter, Christian Koss. Well, the hope is for Strahm to retire both Gilbert and Koss before the lineup turns over to Ramos at the top, a righty. One and one.
I like that. Takes a little bit off of it. Cutting action in on the hands of Koss. Strahm's got a good fastball tonight. Maybe as good as I've seen in quite some time. 93 miles per hour.
And with that, location's the key. And one to Gilbert was up in the zone. And hit 1 and 2 on Koss, who's walked and singled tonight. And it was Koss who got to second base quickly in the 5th inning and forced Tyler Tolbert's throwing error that led to a Giants run.
Fastball up in the zone from Strahm, maybe trying to set up the changeup for the strikeout. Could go right back upstairs with the four-seam fastball as well. It was in fact a changeup.
That's not where you want it.
Yeah, up in the zone at tick, you saw Koss was right on him. It was out front, which is why he was only able to foul it straight back.
Two and two. And Koss continues to battle. He's fouled off 3 of the last 4. And Avila looks on. His first career quality start tonight. Didn't bend back enough, and the count's full.
Maybe take a chance on a challenge there. Easy to say now from up in the booth, but right on the edge of the strike zone.
Popped him up. Tolbert calls for it. Inning over. Matt Strom strands Jung-Hoo Lee at second.
Kansas City.
Kansas City Royals baseball is presented by Menards. Save big money at Menards. And by Metropolitan Community College. Hometown advantage, 120 plus degrees and certificates. Classes enrolling now. mcckc.edu/you're-anywhere. Let's take a look at our injury report update brought to you by the University of Kansas Health System. Kyle Isbell began a rehab start tonight with AAA Omaha. They're out in Salt Lake City taking on the Bees, the affiliate of the Angels. And how about Izzy? 1 for 2 with an RBI triple and a run scored tonight.
Great news for the Royals. The triple means he can run well. The foot should be feeling pretty good.
And now new pitcher for the Giants. This is Dylan Smith. Saw him last night. Smith faced both Jack Caglione and Lane Thomas last night. Induced a pop out and then struck out Thomas. And so a rematch to start his evening tonight.
Got a four-seam fastball, sweeper, sinker, split and curve from Smith.
And he gets Thomas for a second straight night.
A good hard sweeper starts on the dish. You see right there, sweep right off the plate. Good horizontal movement. Lane Thomas not enough bat to be able to reach it.
So here's Collins for a second time. He walked and scored back in the 6th. Chop to the left side, and Adames can't make the play. Not an easy one on that backhand. Momentum going the opposite direction. Collins is aboard. And here comes Salvador Perez. Hit by a pitch his last time up, right on the left wrist. And we wait with bated breath. Strike one. 2-run homer on Saturday, a 2-run homer yesterday. So he's homered in 2 of the last 3. Big rip, came up empty. It's a good take.
You know he's anxious to get a good swing off here. Take the pitches low and away, and you might earn yourself one in the middle of the plate.
And you know he wants to tie and break the record here at home. Tonight and tomorrow round out the homestand. Then the Royals have a 10-game road trip through 3 cities. Two and two on El Capitan. And he hits it in the air, right field corner. Lee's over by the wall. It's foul.
He was hunting down the shortest part of the ballpark. Just 330 feet down the right field line and left field line for that matter.
Doesn't matter how far.
Shows you how strong he is, just to poke at it and still hit it the better part of 320 or so feet.
Another 2-2. And now the count's full.
You can see Smith had a fastball called inside, whether it was the hit by pitch or the risk of leaving her over to the middle. Didn't seem fully committed to that location.
Collins takes off and Salvi strikes out. Rodriguez's throw is not in time. Koss wants a challenge.
I don't think Koss is going to get a challenge. Looks like he might have slid underneath that tag, but we'll see. Fastball inside to Salvi. He just beats him with it.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, tag up on the shoulder, depends. Well, Collins' hand got in there, beat it.
And you can understand why Koss wanted a challenge. Intentional walk for Vinny Pasquantino. Giants want Smith to face a righty in Marte.
That's a real nice slide from Collins and looked to be almost simultaneous. Palm of the hand to Collins gets in while the tag is applied to the shoulder.
And what do they teach you in Little League?
Not to slide head first. I don't know. What do they teach
Tie
you?
goes to the runner. Not to slide head first.
I think they told us we couldn't slide head first in the league.
Don't slide head first, and you're not allowed to throw a curveball. On the ground toward the hole, nice sliding stop from Schmidt, and he makes a nice play to end the inning. That saved a run. 1-run game to the 8th. Be one of the first 10,000 fans to the K August 21st. Receive a special City Connect crossbody bag presented by Price Chopper. Purchase your tickets today at royals.com/promotions. John Schreiber is on for the 8th, protecting a 1-run lead. 42nd appearance this season for John Schreiber. That is the most on the team.
Absolute workhorse.
And look what he's done at home this year.
Who are you going to call John Schreiber? That's Q's theme.
That's how that jingle goes. When there's something strange and it don't look good.
Who are you going to call?
John Schreiber. One and one on Elliot Ramos. Batting for a 4th time tonight at the top of the Giants lineup. He has been involved in tonight's game. He hit the grounder in the 3rd inning that turned into a gorgeous inning-ending double play with Massey, Tolbert, and Pasquantino. And then Ramos hit the grounder to short in the 5th inning that turned into a run when Tyler Tolbert threw wildly to 2nd. And now he chops one up the middle. Massey's got this one left to 2nd. Ramos is out 1 away. Now a message from Auto Owners Insurance.
We customize your policy, so when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered. That's simple human sense.
Now Schreiber has been tremendous against righties this year. Lefties, at least average-wise, have given him more trouble. That was the case a couple of years ago too.
Well, for John Schreiber, it's a matter of polishing up the kick change that he's been working on. Can he get something that fades away from a left-handed hitter besides the sinking fastball?
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good pitch, exploding down in the zone. Sinker with late life. A tough series so far for Eldridge. 3 strikeouts last night, a couple more tonight.
And he sends one sky high into the twilight. Isaac Collins circles and secures. Two up, two down for Shribes.
Here's a guy in Casey Schmidt, loves to first pitch swing. 20 for 53 when putting the first pitch in play. 6 home runs on first pitch.
And he swings and he comes up empty.
He likes to try to ambush you, catch a pitch middle of the plate with the pitcher trying to get ahead. Nice job by Schreiber to expand the zone.
And the Giants have loved how Casey Schmidt has played this year. Now 0-2 on him. It's the 49th overall pick by the Giants in 2020. They drafted him out of San Diego State. And while he's been more of a part-time player the last few years, he's become an everyday player this year, both because of necessity, because of injuries, but also because of how he's performed. And he held.
Well, you said it, Jake. You know, for a backup third baseman, which I guess in theory was where he was with Chapman healthy, see him check his swing here. They slid him right into the 3-hole, which tells you a lot about what they think about him offensively. 19 home runs, 50 RBI. Was a closer in college at San Diego State University, a two-way player. So not only can he play 6 positions as he's done this season for the Giants, but he had the kind of arm to go in and close out games.
Now, among those positions, he has played a little bit of second base too, and so you wonder if the Giants do wind up moving Luis Arraez at the deadline, if that's where Schmidt winds up settling in for them. Arraez is not playing tonight. He could very well be the best position player traded at the deadline this year.
Oh, he's having another great season. Contact hitter. He does so many things so well, and I think the fact that he's improved his defense so much makes him that much more attractive at the deadline. He's expressed that he would love to come back and be extended in San Francisco. Not sure if that's in the cards for him, but nonetheless, the Giants have a valuable trade piece that can bring back some players that can make an impact moving forward.
He's also said if he does get traded, he wants to play second. So it's not entirely up to him. 3-2 now on Schmidt. This was last inning. This is a great play from Schmidt. That saved a run.
It made it look pretty easy the way he went down, scooped it up and threw it across the diamond.
And he draws a walk with a little bat flip flare.
Well, I'll tell you what, for Casey Schmidt, a walk is no walk in the park. In fact, he went 173 at bats without a walk between May and July. This is a guy that wants to hit the baseball, but shows patience in a 1-run game in the 8th inning. Passed the baton on to Devers.
That's a tough outcome because now Schreiber has to face the tough lefty in Devers, and a powerful one at that. And while Schmidt is the potential tying run at first, Devers becomes the potential go-ahead run at the plate. He's 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded into a double play. He's flied out and he's grounded out.
And for these Giants, they've shown the ability to hit the long ball. 94 home runs in the last 66 games. That's 3rd most in Major League Baseball, and over 50% of their runs since mid-May have come via the home run. So for Schreiber, that is, you want to get the baseball down and off the hands like that.
That is a perfect back foot sweeper.
And right back to that pitch.
Got his former teammate Devers in a 1-2 hole.
Look at that arm angle, how low that slot is. Hand on the side of the baseball. It's an incredible view in the slow-mo.
Through Jensen's legs, Schmidt got a late break, and he has to stay put at first.
Yeah, break for the Royals. Maybe Schmidt could see the baseball from his angle. Let's take a look here. It's a changeup, a good changeup down in the zone. And no, it's more just a matter of him kind of haphazardly going right back to the base. Had he gotten a good secondary and read it before retreating, he might have seen it and broke to second. So a break for now for John Schreiber.
Out of play, still 2-2.
Couple pitches down in the zone for Devers. You get the sense that maybe elevating something hard would be a good place to go. Change that eye level.
2-2. Close but no, and the count's full on Devers.
96 miles per hour. You saw Carter Jensen calling for the pitch up in the zone. Schreiber misses down, but in a good spot off the plate.
Slice to left, Collins went in, and he's there to make the grab. The inning is over. John Schreiber protects the one-run lead. Come on out to the K on August 22nd for Ladies Night. Take home an exclusive Royals City Connect wristlet and early access to special vendors in stadium when you purchase a themed ticket. Purchase your themed tickets at royals.com/ladies. Oh, there is that summer sky up above the K in downtown Kansas City. Gorgeous night and a one-run lead for the Royals. Bottom of the 8th now. And Caleb Killian is on the mound for the second straight night. It was Killian who came in to pitch the 9th yesterday when the Royals ended the night with a walk-off. He's given up his fair share of runs this year. Great strikeout to walk ratio, though. This is somebody that a good chunk of the Royals, Michael Massey and Nick Lofton included, faced a handful of times at the AAA level. When Killian was in the Cubs organization, he was a top pitching prospect for the Cubs for a few years before battling some injuries. And so there was many a matchup between Omaha and Iowa.
Well, for Killian, he's a converted starter, as most relief arms are, so he's getting a taste of not only the big leagues, but because he's thrown the ball so well at the beginning of the season, has 8 saves for the Giants. Learning how to close out games after being a starter in the minor leagues.
Rolled to first, one away.
Well, here's tonight's Whataburger What a Play, and for Nick Lofton, it's RBI number 31 back in the 6th inning. Grinds out the at-bat, gets a pitch low and in. Able to drive it through the hole for the go-ahead RBI, and that's where we stand right now, 3-2. Royals on top.
Could be back-to-back nights for Nick Lofton with the game-winning RBI. So Killian was originally drafted by the Giants. He was their 8th round pick in 2019. But then the Giants traded him to the Cubs. He was the big piece in the Chris Bryant trade when Bryant was traded over to the Giants. It was before he wound up at the Rockies. Now Killian came back to the Giants as a free agent this past November. Cubs just celebrated the 10-year anniversary of their World Series.
And celebrate is the right verb, as it looked like quite a party on the north side.
Now, the last handful of years may not have been happy or good for Chris Bryant, but boy, what a player he was for that 2016 Cubs team. Lofton bangs it high in the air, deep left field. Ramos races back, and he's got it at the wall. Oh, he just missed it.
91-mile-per-hour exit velo, and that's probably where it lagged. You need a few more miles per hour on that. Tremendous swing, hanging slider, middle of the zone, and I think Nick Lofton thought he got it first. Good level swing, but the ballpark holds it.
Well, the flags are quieter now, though the wind has been coming in from left and out toward right all evening. 0-1 on Tolbert. Alex Lang is warming up in the bullpen. Gave up a game-tying homer last night. Gave up a game-tying homer in the 9th on Friday. Preparing for a save situation tonight. Now Tolbert cracks one deep left center field. Another long run for Ramos, but he's got room again. 2 long flyouts, nothing to show for it. Scoreless inning. Here comes Lang for the save.
When it comes to A.
Royals up and hoping to close this one out. Joe Goldberg, Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery. No one knows what's going through Alex Lang's head like Jeff Montgomery. Where's his head at?
Well, you got to have a short memory. You have to execute pitches. Everything else will fall into place.
He did make a good pitch last night. Unfortunately, it went out. We'll be here to talk about this one coming up on Royals postgame, guys.
Joel Monty, thanks very much. Yep, there it is. Willie Adames game-tying 2-run homer with 2 outs in the 9th yesterday. And so in back-to-back outings, Alex Lang has gotten the first couple outs without much issue, only to yield a game-tying home run 1 out away from securing a win. Looking for a different script tonight. Protecting a 1-run lead, his 40th appearance, his 11th save opportunity. And look who he gets to face.
Yeah, right back on the bull. Adames, the leadoff hitter here in the 9th after that big swing last night.
And ahead 0-2.
I was impressed with both of the home runs last night hit by the Giants, both to the opposite field. Staying through the baseball.
Jung-Hoo Lee on deck, then Jesus Rodriguez would be due up 3rd in this inning. And the Royals are going for a 2nd straight 1-run win, and it would be the 3rd 1-run win on this homestand. And he struck him out. Revenge is a dish best served with a changeup.
Absolutely. You learned your lesson last night. Good fastball in a perfect location. So let's switch it up. Good 2-seam changeup. Tremendous depth to that pitch. And the way that Alex Lang throws it with full conviction, impossible for a hitter to see anything other than fastball, and then the bottom falls out of that pitch. And you're left swinging at air.
And not only are the Royals attempting to claim a 2nd straight 1-run win, but the Royals have a chance to earn a 2nd straight series win. That would be with a win either tonight or tomorrow. Well, the Royals have not had back-to-back series wins since the beginning of June. Series wins in Cincinnati and Minneapolis.
When it comes to home series, too, they've done a nice job. In each of their last 2 home series, so a chance to make it 3 home series in a row. But back to the task at hand, Jung-Hoo Lee.
Well, the Royals took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies before the road trip into the All-Star break, and then 2 out of 3 from the Padres to open up the second half. 2-2. One for 3 night for Jung-Hoo Lee. His 3rd big league season. Really his 2nd full season in the big leagues after he had an injury as a rookie. He had a dislocated shoulder very early on in his first season. And last year played 150 games. Another 2-2. Jensen challenges.
Pitches caught a ball that catches challenges.
Well, the Royals have both challenges remaining. Why not use them? ABS powered by T-Mobile says outside.
Call is confirmed. Kansas City has 1 remaining.
A good point right there, Jake, to use the challenges. So you've gone away. Now you've come in on slider. I still like the fastball, and I think Jung-Hoo Lee is trying to get extended. If you can expand with a changeup, might swing over the top of that.
And he walked him. Potential tying run at first, and with a speedy runner too.
Well, I think he was thinking cutter, trying to get something in on the hands. I like what he was thinking. The execution just wasn't there. Jung-Hoo Lee, we talked about it, good bat to ball skills, so you're trying to find a way to get off the barrel.
Well, they want even more speed, so Lee comes out and Grant McCray comes in to pinch run. So McCray's the potential tying run at first. Rodriguez went around, strike 1.
Take another look. Malachi Moore from his view says that Jesus Rodriguez was unable to hold up.
0-2.
He finished off Adames with a good changeup below the zone. That's been a really good pitch. Think about it right here. Can you get a swing and a miss, or maybe get him out front, have him shoot something to the left side for a possible double play?
Well, McCray's got a big lead over there at first. Well, McCray just got called up from AAA Sacramento, and he was dealing with an injury. So he actually came up from Arizona, where he was rehabbing. He has a couple of steals and a couple of tries in his 5 games in the big leagues this year.
Hearing you say called up from Sacramento is a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
Traded from Sacramento or called up from Sacramento, depending which week you're playing in Sacramento.
That's right. Oh boy, that is a big lead over there at first. Rodriguez strikes out. 2 gone.
Well, perfectly executed slider by Alex Lang. Nice job by Carter Jensen to go down and get that pitch as well. But exactly what you see, that spike on the slider, tremendous depth to it. Perfect 0-2 pitch.
And so here we are again. 1 out away in the 9th inning. Alex Lang was here just yesterday. He was here on Friday. And he couldn't get that 3rd out before allowing the game tying run. And so a moment to take a deep breath and change the ending of the story tonight. Facing Drew Gilbert.
Was 8 for his first 8 in save opportunities. Royals would love to see him get right back on track with a big one tonight.
He had not allowed an earned run in save opportunities until Friday. McRae takes off. Gilbert slaps it to left. Collins comes in. He's got it. Royals win. A second straight one-run win for the Royals. They take this series from the Giants. They've won back-to-back series. They've won 4 of 5 out of the break. It's Nick Lofton who has the game-winning RBI 2 nights in a row, and it backs up Luinder Avila, who delivered the best start of his career.
No, he sure did. It was a complete effort tonight. Nick Lofton, you said it, the big game-winning RBI. Now 4 consecutive one-run wins for the Royals, 8 of their last 10, in fact, in these one-run contests. And credit Alex Lang for a big 9th inning to put the cherry on top of this victory.
Now, these are the all-around efforts that were missing in the first half of the season. Now, the Royals struggled to find consistency with, but now we've seen it a couple of times now on this homestand and back-to-back series where the Royals have put all the pieces together.
Well, that's what it's all about, right? There's been so much inconsistency. Offense was there, pitching wasn't. Pitching was, offense wasn't. And now these last 5 games really come out of the break with the exclusion of the one blowout loss. You've seen a complete effort from the Royals, and you've seen them do it with big hits, tremendous pitching, starting pitching, 3 quality starts now coming out of the break. Starting to look like the Royals team that everyone expected to see in April.
6 1/3 innings for Avila, 2 runs allowed, a career high 7 Ks. Carter Jensen started the scoring with a homer. He also caught Avila tonight. And then the Royals had a 2-run 6th that tied the game and gave them the lead. It was Vinny Pasquantino who tied the game with his base hit. He's on the field with Bridget.
Thanks, Jake. All right, Vinny, back-to-back series wins for this group coming out of the break. What are you enjoying most about the way this group is playing right now?
The fans. I mean, this place has been packed the past few nights. It's been incredible to see. The energy's been rocking. So 2 series in a row, but we got an opportunity for a sweep tomorrow. Got to try to take it as best we can. So just, go get some sleep tonight and get back out here tomorrow.
Tonight it was Luinder Avila setting the tone on the mound for you guys, a career high in innings pitched and strikeouts. What was most impressive about what he was able to do tonight?
Just being in the strike zone, attacking hitters all night long. It was great. What did he got into the 7th, right? It's a great night for Louis. He was phenomenal tonight. So bullpen did great. Strom comes in, shuts the door. Stryver comes in, 1, 2, 3, and then laying there finishing it. So it was a great night from the pitching staff. We did just enough as an offense, and another win.
For you specifically, you had the game-tying single in the 6th inning there. How are you feeling at the plate right now?
Just trying to move forward every day. Just trying to have good at-bats and move forward from there. So keep my head up, keep working hard, and just see what happens. So just try to have good at-bats.
Thanks for the time, Vinny.
Thank you.
That's Vinny Pasquantino. 2 for 3 night for Vinny Pasquantino with the game-tying RBI. He also had a walk tonight, and it all amounts to a Royals 1-run win over the Giants. The Royals have won back-to-back series. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Kansas City Royals. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals. Well, the Royals go for the sweep tomorrow afternoon. Seth Lugo's on the mound for the series finale. First pitch at 1:10. Our coverage begins with Royals pregame at 12:30. For Bridget Howard and Jeremy Guthrie, I'm Jake Eisenberg. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Royals postgame presented by Price Chopper. That's with Joel and Monty. And it's